If you want to do this on graph paper, you can. You don't have to. Those are all there. Okay. So, example 1. Do a rough sketch. And state the end behavior of Okay, so what a rough sketch means, when I say rough sketch, that means you don't need to do it on graph paper. That means you can do it in the border of your, your notes wherever you want. This is just very, very rough is where it's supposed to be here. Okay, now I'm going to start. This is gentle. I'm going to be as gentle as I can in this course. Now, Albert, is this going to be an even or an odd function, and why? Oh, no problem. Right, x is cubed, so it can be an odd function. Okay, so this is going to be odd. So it's going to have the shape of y equals x. So I'm looking at the degree. It's degree 3, so the first 3 it doesn't deal with that, okay? So it's going to have the shape of y equals x. Yeah, go ahead.
What do you mean the shape of y?
Well, because y equals x goes like this, right? Okay, so it starts in the third quadrant, goes to the first quadrant. X cubed is also going to go for that. Okay. So all I'm saying is that you can throw a little curve on here, and it's going to look something like this. Okay. Now, because this is positive, it's going to be like that. Okay, because positive is going to look like the positive y equals x. It's going to go from the third quadrant to the first quadrant. That's all I'm saying for that. We're going from third quadrant to first quadrant. Okay? All right, so can somebody be brave and tell me as x goes to infinity, what's y going to on this graph, please? Skipping you. Somebody else. Be brave. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so as x goes to infinity for this. Okay. Albert, as x goes to negative infinity, where's y going to go, please? Infinity, right? Okay. So now if you're saying to yourself, I don't really understand what he's saying, I'll try and slow down here. Okay. All I'm saying is if you're going over here with your x's, your y value is going to get very big. Right? If you're going over here with your x values, your y is going to get very small. The only other thing I just want to make sure that we're good at here is, are we okay on why I use y equals x as a base or not really? The idea is for y equals x and any odd function, and hopefully we saw that with graphic calculators, they're always going to be from quadrant 3 to quadrant 1. When would it be quadrant 4 to quadrant 2 to quadrant 4? Yeah. Right, negative. If this is negative 2x cubed, right, then it'd be a flip. And we'll do one of those in a second. Okay, right? So positive odd is going to look like this. That would be like 10x to the 5th, 28x to the 29. Anything that's positive odd will look like that. All right, example B. Y equals 5x to the 4. All right, Matt, I'd like to be brave, please. I'd like you to tell me if this is an even function or an odd function, and why. Even. Why is it even? 4. That's the 4, right? So this is going to be an even function. Okay, thinking back to your graphing calculators, what shape does x4 have? Go ahead. Yeah, it's like a parabola, right? This is like the shape of y equals x squared. And I'm just going to use the two fundamental graphs that you know already, y equals x and y equals x squared. Okay, so because it's positive, it's going to look like positive x squared. What does positive x squared look like? A u, good. So it's going to look something like this. And this is my rough graph. This is very rough. So this is going to be from quadrant 2 to quadrant 1, if you want to use quadrant top there. Okay. All right, let's talk about, end behavior now. Joseph, I'd like to do behavior, please. When x goes to infinity, what does y go to, please? Good. And Citrona rule, as x goes to negative infinity, what's y going to go to here, please? Okay. Is this clicking a little bit for people? Right? Dexter? Yeah. That's great. You wrote it negative. Can I tell you a joke? Can I tell you one quick joke? Things are getting heavy here today, so I'm going to pause and tell a joke. Do I have time for a joke? Yeah, I have time for a joke. A few more here. C. Okay, so that says y equals negative 3x to the 5. Tristan, will this be an odd function or an even function? Odd function. This is an odd function for qua. Very good. Now here is the trick. I threw one curveball at you. What will this graph look like? Yeah, go ahead. Right on. Okay, so I'm going to say it's the shape of y equals negative x. And the reason it's negative x, right, is because it's negative 3, right, instead of 3, right? So it's going to be looking, negative x goes like this, so it's going to be something like this. Okay, that's not exactly, as I said, it's a rough sketch. Okay, right, but positive x to the 5th goes like this, right, negative is going to go like that. Okay, excellent. Okay, Marissa, as x goes to negative infinity, what happens to y, please? So as x is going this way, what's happening to y values? They're going the opposite way, they're going up. So the y values are going up, and we'll say y goes to infinity. Right? So as you get really small. So I'm saying for this one, as x goes to negative infinity, so as your x values are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, your y values are going very, very big. Okay, that's all that's saying there. Okay. All right, Brian, same thing. As x is going this way to infinity, what's y going towards? Good. So as x goes to infinity, y goes to negative. Are we getting what I'm trying to do here? Most people, right? Just so you can see, when I talk about a negative x to the 5th, you should think, yeah, okay, it's looking like this. And that's just my homework. It's going to be just to sort of get a visual of this. We'll get to the ones that Fox was talking about graphs that look funky like that tomorrow. Okay, today we're just starting with the basics. Okay. All right, letter D. And I think you guys can do this. So my help. I'm going to let you guys try this while we're going to reload. Y equals negative 2x to the 6. So I'd like you to do a very, very rough sketch of that for me, please. Okay? And I also want end behavior. Okay? You can do it. I'm going to pause in the video. You guys can do this. If you say to yourself, I'm not